Hello everyone, welcome to the Newcastle Permanent Charitable Foundation's first grant giving announcement for 2020. My name is Mike Rabbit and we're doing things a little differently this year. I'll be your virtual MC for this announcement. We hope everyone is staying safe and looking out for each other. One of the benefits of an online presentation is that we can reach so many more people. I'd like to welcome you from wherever you may be viewing, especially to people from the 6 regional areas in the Charitable Foundation footprint, which stretches from the Central Coast through to the Hunter and the Mid-North Coast, and also the Central West, New England and the Northern Rivers. I also welcome our community partners without whom the Charitable Foundation could not achieve its mission. I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land where we are today, the Awabakal people. I pay my respect to their elders past, present and emerging. I also acknowledge the traditional owners of all the lands where we are reaching today and the important role Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people continue to have within our community. Today we are celebrating the announcement of 11 new grants for projects that will rewrite the future for people in need in our local communities. It's one of the most exciting times on the Charitable Foundation calendar as we hear about the projects that will be launched to help people in need, especially in this current trying environment. Joining me today is the Chairman of the Newcastle Permanent Charitable Foundation, Phil Neate, to tell us a little bit more about the Charitable Foundation's work. Welcome, Phil.
Thanks, Mike. It's still a pleasure to celebrate our grand announcements, though it's under vastly different circumstances. The Charitable Foundation has a remarkably simple mission, and that is to make a significant difference to the lives of people in the community who are disadvantaged and isolated in regional New South Wales. Despite the current challenges, we're committed to this mission and supporting the community, organisations that make our communities healthy, safe and resilient is so important to us. I'd like to acknowledge my Charitable Foundation board colleagues, including yourself, Mike, and the Newcastle Permanent Chair, Jeff Ether, and other Newcastle Permanent board members and the Charitable Foundation directors and the staff who normally attend our grand announcement functions, which are twice a year. Without the Newcastle Permanent's original endowment of $30 million and its ongoing operational support, this allows the Foundation to maximise our resources for community giving. Finally, we applaud our community partners, their staff and volunteers who do so much good work. The challenges our nation has faced with drought, bushfire and pandemic have been soul-destroying for many people. However, our board and management have been awestruck by that special sense of Australian community, its spirit and ingenuity to accept those challenges.
Speaking of COVID-19, Phil, how has the Charitable Foundation responded to the needs of the community arising from this crisis?
This pandemic, with its impact on human life and health and its economic and social disruption, has made life tough for our communities, and many people who are in our communities were going through burden with a lot of other issues before the COVID-19, which was drought and the last summer's bushfire conditions. Very mindful of this, the Foundation Board announced earlier this month that we're bringing forward a $750,000 package of measures to support specific needs in the community at this time. This package includes funding to support our existing partners navigate the crisis, immediate support for programs delivering aid to the most isolated people in our community, and a partnership with Hunter New England Health and Central Coast Health authorities to provide timely and accessible information for people at risk with poor mental health who have been impacted by the financial situation. But the other major consideration is that while we have anticipated and responded to community needs arising from COVID-19 stress, it was also vital we remain steadfast to the Foundation mission and support of our normal grant programs. The underlying everyday community needs have not gone away, and it's just that we have now been magnified by the drought and bushfire and pandemic.
Which brings us to today's announcement. Now, the Charitable Foundation has provided funding for community projects and initiatives in regional New South Wales for more than 16 years. Each year, the Charitable Foundation opens 2 funding rounds for grants to support projects that align with our 3 focus areas of health, young people and social wellbeing. Phil, in that time, the Charitable Foundation has supported a significant number of projects, and we are about to announce another 11 worthy recipients. Tell us a little bit more about them.
Mike, as you were part of that approval process, we announced new projects today that were considered and approved by the board in March earlier this year. Today's announcements bring the total value of foundation grants in those 16 years to almost $21.5 million, a total of 483 projects. And the foundation can confidently say that each one of these 483 projects has been delivered and surpassed the outcomes that improve the lives of people who are disadvantaged, marginalised or isolated. Since 2003, we've been able to assist more than 270 charity partners to deliver their mission. Today we welcome 6 exciting new charities to the foundation family, and we welcome back 5 previously who have been supported by the foundation, who have demonstrated significant positive impact back into their community, which has been encouraged us to support them again. The total value of $820,000 covered by these 11 grant announcements touch all 3 areas of our focus, which reach in the many corners of our 6 New South Wales regions, representing the Hunter, the Central Coast, the Central West, North Coast, Northern Rivers and New England. That is something we celebrate.
Phil, there is also today a special announcement from you personally.
This will be my last grant ceremony of Chair and Director of the Charitable Foundation, as I will also stepping down from the Newcastle Permanent Board later this year. Personally, for me and my family, it's been such a satisfying and passionate journey. I'm amazed at every grant application we receive, and as I travel throughout our 6 regions, I'm in awe at the resilience, dedication and ingenuity of so many people in our community. Regional communities are the heart and soul of Australia, and I say to our politicians in Canberra and Sydney, don't forget, as they are prone to do sometimes, to invest in those special places which are doing it really tough at the moment. I leave the foundation board later this year knowing that we have a strong organisation, a committed and equally passionate executive officer with Graham Batten and his team. We have a foundation board with clear vision and community insight, and our perpetual funding model, made possible by the Newcastle Permanent $30 million endowment, allows us to continue pursuing a vision to help rewrite the future for people in need now and for generations to come. I've treasured over the last 17 years my association with all my fellow Charitable Foundation Director colleagues who perform their role voluntarily, and yes, I'll probably miss it greatly, but more than confident with the foundation board we have in place and the succession process we have in place, and the management team that has risen to every challenge the Chair on behalf of the board has put forward. I know that we're going to be strong for the future.
Well, Phil, on behalf of the board, and I know there's going to be plenty of accolades down the track, congratulations on your chairmanship. It's been absolutely wonderful. On a personal note, thank you very much for your guidance, and indeed a pleasure of being on this board for many, many years, and you've been a wonderful chairman. Well done. Enjoy your retirement, so to speak.
And likewise, Mike.
Thank you, Phil. I'd now like to welcome Graham Batten, the Charitable Foundation Chief Executive Officer, to take us through the best part of today's video, the grant ceremony.
Thanks, Mike. It's a genuine honour to announce our grant recipients, even if we can't accompany our announcements with a handshake this time. Each project has been selected among many other worthy proposals for its ability to make a genuine difference to people in need in our community, and each aligns closely with the mission of the Charitable Foundation, as it is only through these projects that our mission can be achieved. Before we announce our recipients, I'd like to acknowledge the incredible effort each of these charities has made to navigate one of the most difficult times for the community sector. With these grants, we look forward to helping them help our community not only recover, but thrive. The Samaritans Foundation will receive $52,000 for a new sustainable food cooperative in Newcastle to give families access to low-cost nutritional food. John Hunter Children's Hospital Kids Club will use $80,000 to expand the NICVIEW neonatal webcam system to the special care nursery at Tamworth Hospital. A grant of $73,000 to Leader Life will empower their Soil to Soul social enterprise to fill social and employment gaps for young people in Western New South Wales. Fighting Chance Australia will utilise a significant $160,000 grant to establish the Avenue for Newcastle, an innovative co-working space for people with profound disability. A grant of $77,000 will enable Cerebral Palsy Alliance to install 3 new magic carpet therapy systems in Erina, Port Macquarie and Alstonville. Coffs Coast Legacy will receive $79,000 for the 2-dog sailing program to help address the high incidence of mental health issues in the veteran community. First Chance will use $47,000 to help children with autism spectrum disorder through a video behavioural modelling project. We Care Connect will receive $48,000 for a new vehicle to help deliver nearly 50,000 items of clothing and equipment to families across the Central Coast. Ellamore Vale Men's Shed will use $55,000 to make their long-awaited new men's shed a reality. Rise Up will use $69,000 to establish the Rise Up Northern Rivers Hub to support sustainable transition from violence to safe accommodation. The Kids Foundation will use $81,000 to bring the Connecting Generations program to regional New South Wales, reaching more than 60 communities.
Thanks, Graham, and congratulations to our 11 recipients. It's inspiring to hear how they will put these grants towards such important causes. We're going to hear more about one of our grant recipients and how their project will impact their local community. Joe Leader is CEO of Leader Life, a small charity based in Dubbo, making a big impact in the lives of young people in the local community. Joe has filmed on location for us to understand a little bit more about Soil to Soul.
So my name is Joe Leader and I'm Leader Life's biggest sideline cheerer. Leader Life is a charity based in Dubbo and we have a very simple mission, and that's to help kids doing it tough, to live their best life. We do this by approaching things really simply, ensuring that our kids are ultimately feel safe, heard, wanted and loved. We do whatever it takes to help kids to find their happy and to find their purpose and to reach their potential. Last year, one of the kids that we work with had a cracking idea, and it was for Leader Life to start a social enterprise to help kids get trained up and practice getting work ready. So this year, our Soil to Soul model kicked off and took on a lease of a lime farm near Narromine, even amongst the biggest drought of history. This enterprise will provide meaningful jobs for the young people struggling to get work in our town. Most of our kids are Aboriginal or young people who have disengaged from education, not in any training and are on the edge of the criminal justice system. So the lime farm will help develop work readiness skills across agriculture, retail, customer service and management. And all of our sales from the fruit harvest will provide for the long-term financial viability of the enterprise. Newcastle Permanent Charitable Foundation support for a vehicle and equipment will empower our enterprise, but it's so much more than just equipment for us. This will instill all the good feels for our kids, and them knowing that the big world really believes in them is an important part of what we do. It will provide purpose and allow us to bring our dream of a paddock to market or even to plate enterprise to fruition. On behalf of all the 2020 grant recipients, we would like to say thank you. Thank you to the Charitable Foundation Board for your confidence and shared belief in each of us achieving the project you've funded and in being able to deliver the change required to improve the lives of people in need in regional New South Wales and help rewrite the future.
Soil to Soul gives the young fellas a sense of belonging and purpose, pushing them to their full potential.
I like working with young fellas to give them support and opportunities that I never had. Joanna with this Later Life community. These kids will be here today.
What an amazing initiative that is, with the potential to empower young people for generations. That wraps up our grant announcements today. Congratulations again to our 11 recipients. Thank you for watching. Please support your local charities if you can. Stay safe and look out for each other.